Hi, this is Janie with Paper Compulsions. I wanted to show you how to make a basic step card today where it's a center step card like this. First off, you start with a piece of paper that's 8.5 by 11 and you cut it at 5.5 inches this direction. And discard that. And then you take this piece and line it up with 1 inch on this side of the board, 1 inch. And you're going to cut with your trimmer from 1 inch to 6.5 inches. And I like to hold my finger there where I'm going to end to remind myself, because I have kept going many times and wasted paper. And that's 6.5. And then I'm going to flip it over and line it up at 1 inch on this side and cut from 6.5, since it's already there, to 1. And then you get your scoreboard. And let me zoom in a little. And then you're going to score from the edge to where you started this line. You're going to score at 1 inch and stop right there. Score at 2 inches and stop right there. Then you're going to come up to 6.5 inches and you're going to go from that edge to where that line stops. And then at 5.5 inches you're going to skip to this middle section, because here's a cut and over on this side is a cut. You're going to just make a score line in this middle section at 5.5. And you're just getting that middle section right there. And then you could line your paper up and kind of follow the line through, but I make mistakes that way. So I just flip the paper over and then score on this side from the edge of the paper to where that cut mark is. So that's 1, 2 inches, and 6.5. And then you're going to take your paper, and if this is your top, you're going to bend these folds that were at 6.5 inches. You're going to make those mountain folds, and you call them mountain folds because they go up like a mountain peak. And then the next fold down here, if this was a mountain, this one at 2 inches would be a valley. Looks like a V. And then the one at 1 inch would be a mountain. And on this side again, that was a mountain, valley, mountain. And then the one at 5.5 inches that's just in that middle section will be a mountain fold. So that you can lay your card down and crease the edges, crease the folds, and it lays down nicely for you. Now, if you go to my blog, you can find templates and written directions for this, and I also have panels for the inside liners that I cut with my digital cutting machine, and I cut just the right size for the inside panel, and then there's the inside panel, and there's the front inside panel, and it fold up like this. I usually also cut decorative panels for the sides, just to have a little extra something. And then for the front, I also have mats where I call one layer the bottom layer, because this would be the bottom mat that you would put on. And then the next layer is the top layer that fits in that one, and usually your decorative paper. And then You can cut panels to go along the sides. I usually try to make these different, but I'm going to put a really large image right here, so it's not going to matter. I usually make the sides a little bit different from this. And then one across the bottom. And then you can put your embellishments on, like I did with this graduation card. This card that I made for graduation, that I've just put the embellishment on the front. And you see when you open it up that I have the different layers, the inside liner for the front, the back, and then some decorative pieces on the side. And that's it. You can go to my blog, papercompulsions.blogspot.com, to get written instructions and diagrams for the cutting and the folding. And you can also get PDF templates that you can cut out and use as patterns, or you can just print them out on your decorative paper, your patterned paper, and use it as a cut line. Or if you have an electronic cutter, you can get the cut files to tell your cutter how to cut these panels out and the card base. Thanks. Bye.